We might just get hit with the R.I.C.O.
The second round, we got to see Marvin Bagley, Joe Harris, and Malcolm Kazalon show up. Unfortunately, no footage of them, at least yet. I'm still hoping that they still post some footage from the second court, but mostly we just seen the winners court. And guess who was on the winners court? The Future Five. The Future Five were on the winners court for most of these runs. Rico Hines himself gave the Pistons a lot of praise at the end of this event. I put that in my news video.
Like much when y'all were here last year, y'all was over there the whole time. Now y'all was over here the whole time. That little bit of progress. And now you keep building on the rest.
What happened was the Pistons got to play against Russell Westbrook this time, and the Clippers, and they played great against the Clippers. They played really well, especially defensively. Defensively is what we need to look at with this Future Five. They are some good defenders. Cade, Sasser, Duran and Stu, and then Ivey is eventually going to get there. But as of right now, these are solid defenders, all right? And we've seen that. They were able to lock down Russell Westbrook with relative ease. Isaiah Stewart got switched on to Russ, and he was able to lock him down. Sasser was able to switch on to Russ and was able to lock him down. And both these plays resulted in fast break buckets, all right? So these stops are leading to fast break points because you got Cade, Ivey, and Sasser getting out in transition. And all these guys can pass. Anyway, I'll get to that later in the video, but I want to talk about the backcourt. We saw what Cade and Ivey is going to look like. We saw that. We saw these two get out and do their thing. It's going to be a your turn, my turn sort of deal. You got Cade, who's going to take over. When we seen this in one game, he just scores all the points. He just scores all the points. Everyone else, move out the way. I am taking over the game. In the second game, however, we seen Cade reach that balance I was talking about.
New guys that are just now getting into the flow with us, so I definitely wanted to have the offense moving and just having the ball moving, not just playing with me and me trying to be aggressive the whole time. But I think it's a balance effect. I think me being aggressive opens up a lot of things for the team as well. So I learned that from the preseason, and I'm, like I said, ready.
As we see there, Cade is trying to achieve balance. But what does that mean? Well, MC now has to be the point guard of the team, which requires him to make sure everyone gets in rhythm or gets easy looks. But Cade was trying to reach that balance last season. This season, I feel like we're going to see it because in the second game, he goes full facilitator mode. He was finding Duran, he was finding Ivey, but Ivey was the main target. Ivey was the main scorer in the second game. He was getting downhill, getting whatever he wanted because Cade was feeding him the basketball. And that is exactly what we need to see. And then another thing I saw, after that, I seen Sasser initiating the offense, and that was huge. Sasser was coming out and initiating the offense, and that is scary for defenses because you have Ivey, you have Cade, both as threats, off-ball threats, and that is terrifying for the defense. You have to now worry about our two best players on offense, running around. So we see how lethal this group is going to be on offense and on defense. They all are lethal on both sides of the floor, and we're going to really see that whenever we see this lineup. This is going to be great. Only player we got to see from the second unit was Marcuss Sasser, and boy did he play well. Marcuss Sasser is impressing me this entire summer. Summer League went in. He went in Summer League, and in this Rico Hines footage, he went in as well. He was playing with a bunch of randoms, all right? No one on the squad was on his team. He was just playing with a bunch of randoms, and he was the best player, I feel, on that team. And he was playing against the Pistons Future Five. So he's doing this. I'm telling you, the Future Five was locking down Russell Westbrook. They could not stop Marcuss Sasser, all right? Marcuss Sasser was getting in whatever he wanted. He was facilitating, and he actually led that group of randoms to a win against the Pistons starting five. So he pulled a Jimmy Butler, all right? He took this third string and won. So that was cool to see from Marcuss Sasser. The thing I wanted to talk about was the two-way spot situation at the moment. You have Malcolm Casalon and Jared Roden both on two-way spots, but there was an extra one that got put in this year so the NBA could add another roster spot. As of right now, Buddy Boeheim and Tosan and Woolman were both at these runs despite not having a roster spot. So I feel like those two are in the running for that last two-way spot. I feel like Buddy Boeheim played well in Summer League. You know, he did his thing with hitting threes. But I feel like Tosan and Woolman, with his size, he could play center or power forward. I feel like he'll be more valuable, especially since we don't know what the future is going to look like with Wiseman and Bagley at, you know, that backup center position. So having Tosan in there, because we were really missing a backup center, especially without we had Luka Garza that 1 year, and that was great. He came in, provided some size at that third string spot. Last year we did not have that, and we were having small forwards play center, and that was not it. That was a full tanking move, not having a third string center. If you don't have a third string center, you're tanking. So I would be shocked if Tosan and Woolman does not get the spot. We really need that third string center. But yeah, everyone was at this event. It's nice to get that team unity. There could be a trade here soon. We're entering near training camp, so everyone's coming back to work. All the teams are getting prepared for training camp, so there could be another trade. Troy Weaver made a trade last year around this time, so another one could happen. But yeah, until then, remember to hit that like button, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.